Hello, my name is Shiji Kathuria, and today I'll be talking to you about your professional online presence. In this workshop, we'll discuss the basics of identifying your distinct interests to develop a personal brand and promote your professional reputation on the web. What's the first thing you do if you're trying to find out more about someone? You probably Google them or look them up on Instagram. What kinds of information are you trying to get when you do this? Well, you're probably attempting to get a sense of how they carry themselves in the world, what their interests are, what their background is, and what kinds of things they value. A resume serves the same purpose if you're an employer looking to hire a great employee. You're trying to get a sense of their background and experience to see how they fit into your organization. So one could argue, now that you're in college and eventually pursuing academic and professional interests, that others are looking for the same kinds of information about you. So what will they find? It's all about identity. We are increasingly representing ourselves in multiple contexts online. We all have social media platforms we frequent, and we even have our own Google search results. So if you look people up, you have to assume people outside of your specific social circle are looking you up. Maybe they're in your class or they're your new internship boss. Have you ever considered what your social media presence says about you professionally? Does it represent your whole self? The purpose of this workshop is not to scare you into hiding everything, but rather highlight all the good work you're doing in college and in your career and making sure that's represented in your social media presence. These are some headlines from the past few years that emphasize how social media is increasingly a place to represent you in a larger context outside of your personal social circle, whether it's your landlord, your credit history, or your college admissions counselor. It's important to make these considerations when starting new social media accounts and the kinds of things you may post. There's also a lot of research to show how much recruiters and employers use social media in their own recruitment and hiring process. The following slides have some facts and figures from surveys of hiring decision makers and recruiters across multiple industries conducted by JobVite and CareerBuilder. So first, some basic facts and figures. 71% of hiring decision makers agree that looking at social media profiles is an effective way to screen applicants. 70% believe employers should screen all applicant social media profiles. 55% have found content about candidates online that have caused them not to hire someone. And 78% of hiring decision makers believe employees should maintain work-appropriate social media profiles. Facebook and LinkedIn have consistently been the top platforms used in recruiting. More recently, Instagram has seen a dramatic increase, particularly amongst recruiters under the age of 50. The highest quality candidates tend to be found mostly on LinkedIn, though Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram rank high up there as a place for recruiters to find candidates. TikTok is also a fast-growing area to be considerate of, though research is still emerging. When we hear about locking down our social media or hiding things online, you often hear references to drug use, alcohol, or extreme sexual or political posts. However, the biggest turnoff for recruiters when it comes to no-nos can come as a surprise. Ranking at the top of the list is spelling and grammar errors. So think about that next time you post and be sure to come across as an effective communicator. Recruiters leverage social media not only to post job openings, but also to reach passive candidates and learn more about potential job candidates. So use this information to your advantage. So it's a given that people are Googling you. So what are they going to find? Have you ever Googled yourself? Something to keep in mind is that social media sites rank high in search engine optimization, and you have the most control over your social media presence. So what is search engine optimization, or SEO? SEO means being very consistent in embedding keywords about yourself in all your social media sites. Chances are, if someone's Googling you, they are often Googling your name plus your location or your name plus your job title. So if you are consistent in your name, location, and general title, it'll group those results together, and the person can find information directly about you. So take advantage of all the professional information about yourself in social media sites like LinkedIn and embed this information in your personal URL, description, and title. Let's say your friend has just started dating someone and you've used all your best search tricks to find information about them online and you can't find anything. What's the first thing you think? Well, you may think this person is shady and has something to hide. The same is also true for others Googling you. If you hide everything from public view, others may not think you're a psychopath per se, but they may be turned off by thinking you have something to hide. And the data backs this up. A recent poll showed that 21% of hirers said they are not likely to hire someone if they can't find information about them online. So be sure to keep some information public about yourself. So knowing what you know now, where can you start? First, do an audit of yourself. Take an in-depth look at where you share any kind of content. What is the public-facing information? Review yourself as an outsider. What would your public footprint look like to an employer? The next step is to reflect on your brand, or what you have to offer or eventually want to offer professionally. One way to mold that image of yourself is to design an elevator pitch, which is a very brief way of introducing yourself. It's called an elevator pitch because it's a short introduction that roughly takes the amount of time you would spend riding an elevator with someone. What are you known for and what do you want to be known for? Frame this in terms of your professional and career goals. Now that you've reflected on your online presence and have a working idea of how you want to present yourself professionally, you can dig deeper on social media. Investigate where your colleagues, companies, and community are online. Are they all on LinkedIn? Are they active on Twitter? Start building your community there. Don't be shy about networking professionally with faculty and staff you engage with on campus or online. Now we'll talk about specific social media platforms and some of the benefits of developing a presence there. Let's start with LinkedIn. It's the world's largest professional network, and chances are everybody and anybody you may want to network with professionally is on there. Some tips and tricks to be aware of on LinkedIn. Some of these help with search engine optimization I was talking about earlier. So create a custom URL, add a headline, fill out your skills in all the sections of the profile. Be sure to keep it up to date as your relevant courses, internships, and jobs may change. Be sure to add a personalized note when you add your professional networks, like your professors, so they know who you are and why you're connecting. This is particularly important if you would like them to do something for you, like write a recommendation letter for graduate school. You can also engage with community there by joining special topic groups and interest areas. So you may just use Twitter to find memes or follow your favorite show's hashtag, but it can be a great place to connect with faculty and the academic world, particularly those who are in the Honors College. Twitter is a great place to build community and network with a broad community around central specialized topics. Use Twitter to follow people you admire or companies you may want to eventually work for. With hashtags, you can participate in broad conversations, which is especially useful for academic or professional conferences, and you can meet like-minded people you may not have interacted with otherwise. If you've used Twitter in the past and it no longer represents your professional self, you can make that Twitter private, or as Twitter calls it, protected. Be sure to obscure your name and handle and go back and delete old tweets. You can go ahead and just start a new professional account with your full name and start engaging with others publicly. Facebook can be a worthwhile place to follow pages and get industry news. Even if you don't use Facebook on a daily or even yearly basis, it can be a good place to have a standing public page for yourself. Chances are the generation and demographic that are still active on Facebook are also in charge of recruiting and making hiring decisions, so they need to have an easy way to find you. If you've been on Facebook for a long while, it may be time to go in and clean it up. Highlight relevant experience and publicly lock down old information. Facebook makes that easy by having a drop-down menu of visibility within each post you've had. You have a lot of individualized control over your settings on Facebook, so you can turn off who can post on your timeline, what others see on your timeline. You can also view your profile and see what it looks like as an outsider or someone who's not your friend. I've had some students mention they feel embarrassed about making public posts on their Facebook about their professional endeavors, so one workaround can be making a new post visible only to yourself and then later making it publicly visible. That way it doesn't come up on others' timelines, but is visible if someone looks you up. Instagram is definitely a growing area for professionalism in hiring, particularly amongst younger recruiters and hirers. A few options are to keep your profile private or to clean or archive old posts. If you're a visual artist or filmmaker, it can be a great place to highlight and display your work. Having a personal website or portfolio is a great way to keep full control over your online presence. There are free and paid versions of having an online portfolio. You can use it to display your best work from your classes. You can also personalize the URL to be your full professional name. I can't stress enough that it's important to look for guidance from your profession, so do some investigating on where your campus leaders, professional associations, top companies, and mentors are findable online. Use their online presence to influence your own. So use social media to get noticed in a positive way. Take advantage of public settings to convey a professional image, be consistent in your branding, showcase your creativity and a wide range of interests, and show off positive recommendations and highlights from others. So to wrap up, let's make a to-do list. Investigate your privacy settings on all of your accounts. Google yourself. Are you finding yourself in your search results? It looks bad not to be findable, so don't count on being 100% anonymous. If you haven't already, start a LinkedIn account. It can be a great place to start fresh. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Remember, social media is a great place to highlight all of your talents. Take a couple of minutes to prepare an elevator speech. Reflect on who you are, what you offer, and what you're looking for. Are any of these phrases, keywords, or ideas reflected in your public social media presence? Why or why not? This wraps up my presentation today on creating your professional online presence. Don't hesitate to contact me if I can be of any assistance. I am available for online or in-person consultations. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you.